Yeah. I think it's a largemouth. He's lost. He's lost. He's in smallmouth country. A nice largemouth. Look how fat he is.
Look at that fish. Come here. Hey, Barry, I want to tell you,
look at that. Look how plump that baby is.
Barry, this is a smallmouth show. I forgot to tell you that. Hey, I'm Bob Murray, Delaware Valley Outdoors, Barry Vullo. We're supposed to be catching smallmouth, but what the heck? Hey, stay tuned. It's going to be a good one.
Delaware Valley Outdoors, your best source for fishing information on TV, radio, and the internet.
Hey Bob, we're going to stop on this rocky point here first. Work the bank down, but I stopped on this point because there's a rock ledge and point that comes out, and you know, there's going to be sparse grass, but mainly this little rock jetty, rock point, and then the rock bank down through here. We're going to just hit the point, and then we'll work our way down to the bank, you know, between the rock and the grass, and hopefully we'll pick up some nice smallmouth.
Yeah, the fish will be staging out here, and then they just move up on the points to feed and stuff like that.
Right, they push up, you know, the wind's kind of blowing in here, and pushes the bait up there. So it makes it easy for the fish to just go up there and ambush them and grab them.
Yeah, they'll be feeding on minnows or something like that.
Yeah, the minnows, and we have, got one? Yep. Oh, there's a smallie, there's a smallie. All right, right where it's supposed to be. All right.
Come right off of that.
There you go, Bob.
I love when a plan comes.
Is that a first cast or what?
Yeah, that wasn't bad. The only thing about these smallmouth, Bar, was when they got all these hooks in them.
Yeah, it's the only thing about the jerkbait.
Yeah.
You gotta be real careful. There's 3 to get you, not 1.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look how chunky that little thing is.
Yeah, he's eating well.
Hey, smallmouth fishing, clear water. Barry Vullo. Hey, I'm Bob Murray, Delaware Valley Outdoors. I love when a plan comes together. Woo, yeah, baby.
Yeah. Bob, you know, this morning we're starting off with the jerk baits. It's real effective this time of year, and what we're doing is we're sitting out here in 10, 12 foot of water, 15 foot of water, and we're casting in, and we're fishing a lot of rock with some grass, and we're doing like a 1-2 jerk and a pause, and then maybe a 1-2-3 jerk and a pause, just mixing it up to see, you know, how these fish are going to hit it, whether they're going to hit it, you know, on a jerk part of it or on a pause. They've been hitting it on a pause, but what I like to do is get the rod tip next to the water and give it, like, you know, 2 or 3 jerks on them and pause it. When you pause it, all right, these are suspending jerk baits, husky jerks, and they go down. The initial cast, you may be down 2 to 3 feet, all right, and when you pause it, it doesn't float up, it stays right in the zone, all right. I use it a lot when the water's, you know, on a warming trend up. You know, I actually use it all year round, but I like it early. But anyway, when you do maybe like 2 or 3 series, this plug will probably go down 4 to 6 feet. All right. These smallies will come out of 30 feet to come up for anything. I've used spinner baits in 30 foot of water and they come up. But these jerk baits here, that when you pause, when you get your full cast, you're probably looking at 4 to 6 feet. It's down there. When you stop it, it stays there. So we're probably, you know, we're sitting in 15, 12 foot of water. We're casting in the shower. So, you know, it's, you know, when you're in there shallow, you're in a 2 foot range, 2 to 4 foot, and then when you get out where it starts to drop off, all right, then you're down, you know, probably 4 to 6 feet. So you're probably about halfway all the time of the total depth that you're fishing. And they like when it stops, and because if it was a floating plug, naturally it's not going to go down that deep, and it's going to go right to the surface, and you're going to get a false, you know, action. Right. This here just kind of stays there and just wavers, and these are like pretty shiny, so any light penetrates, and then, even though it's stopped, it looks like it's moving.
It does.
That's why they hit it when it stopped. Because you got the little ripple on the water, you got the sunlight, and it's like, you don't even have to, you can just cast out, move a little bit, just let it sit there, and they'll just end up hitting it because they think it's moving.
Yeah, a lot of times, sometimes we're just letting it sit there talking or something like that, and all of a sudden,
boom,
you got it. They can't stand it just sitting there.
Nope.
You can hear the beep a little louder.
The Jakes program has helped me so much in the outdoors.
For a long time, I didn't even know what conservation even was. I want to do my part for wildlife. I love being a Jake. Whether you hunt or not, the Jakes program has something for everyone. I know I'm doing my part for wildlife.
I really believe children hold the key to the future of wildlife.
And NWTF believes it too.
That on the ground, huh? Oh my.
Each year, thousands are senselessly killed by people with no criminal record at all. People like you.
Properly inflating my tires burns less fuel and saves me money on gas. Yeah, I'm saving Mother Nature from pollution, but more importantly, she saved me $11. Ow!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
I got another one. Another smallie. I love it. Hey, just take note of the time. 7:30. All right. Not 11 o'clock. Put my thumb in there. There we go. Oh, I love, they fight hard.
Don't they?
Oh, man.
Especially when that pause and all of a sudden it just goes bam. Nice little fish.
Yeah, good and healthy.
Yeah.
You know, with these throwing these jerk baits, I prefer the spinning rod. I can work it better, better action, you know. So I use a spinning rod that, you know, this happens to be a St. Croix, but this is a medium action. That's about all you need. 6 foot, 6'3", medium action. Using, you know, a Shimano reel that, you know, 2000. It kind of matched the reel to the rod. You don't want a real big reel.
Right.
You're not, you know, using lots and lots of line. But yeah, get a nice, you know, medium balance spinning outfit. And usually on my spinning rods, I only use 10 and 12 pound test. Now, in this lake here, the water is naturally very clear, and smallmouths can be line leery. So I get a good line that's strong. They have these strong lines, but they're thin diameter. I tend to either go with a very clear line, or I like a green line, which kind of gets lost in the water. But you know, 10, 12 pound test. And I'll probably, if it's really clear and I'm doing a lot of smallmouth fishing, I'll probably go to the 10. I'll get a strong 10 that's thin. And
yeah, because we're bouncing off of rocks, and there's some stuff.
Yeah, out here, there's not a whole lot of stuff for them to get tangled in other than, if they would get in, try to bury themselves in a grass bed. A good 10-pound test line is pretty strong.
Yeah.
I'd rather use, maybe lose a couple break-offs versus not catching a lot of fish because the line's too heavy and they're seeing it. And just grab yourself a couple different size jerk baits, a couple different colors, and have at it.
We're using what do you call this?
This is a husky jerk. This is a Tennessee shad. It's got an orange belly with a green silvery tint to it, and it's a number 12. Sometimes I'll go down to a number 10. A lot of people use really small stuff, but I find out of all the sizes, this is my number 1 color and size to go to, which is the number 12. But I have gone down to 10s, and I have gone up to 14s. But the 12 is, the one that's in between, and it works well for me. So it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Oh, I got another one. They must see you when you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
See how they slap at it, Bar?
Yep.
They can't stand that bait.
Oh, I'm glad they can't stand it.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah.
Fat.
Yeah. He's been eating well. He got a couple crawfish in his belly.
Yeah.
Bob, we're sitting out here in the middle.
There's
nobody around us. And a lot of people, when they do see me later, what are you doing out there in the middle? I said, I'm just perch fishing, People get locked in and they fish the shorelines or they fish structure that they can see. Well, we're out here, and it helps to have a good chart of any body of water that you're on, and you look for key areas. Well, this is, deep water out here with a rock flat that comes up to 2, 3, 4 foot of water. All right, out in the middle of nowheres.
Yeah.
It's great fishing, but it's for somebody that doesn't. It's not marked, and if it's you're not familiar with the lake, you could do damage to your boat.
You can.
But you could also do a lot of damage catching a lot of fish.
Yeah.
So I try to look at these areas where they get overlooked, and the fish are unmolested, and you usually get bigger fish, and so you find deep water and you see what's around it, and there's that one.
Yeah.
All right. And you can have a ball out here.
And you catch. Look at the size of this one.
Anything
on these jerk baits.
You have a chance of anything out here. But generally, we get bigger fish out here, and you just fish the drop off from the deep water to the shallow water, and what happens is, and you got grass in the deep water, up on the shelf there, and that's where you got your panfish and all your minnow and your herring. They just hide in that grass, and the big fish just come out of the deep water, and they come up on that flat and they feed, and they go, right back into the deep water. It just depends on the water temperature. It depends on the high sun. They got the deep water to retreat to, and on their way from deep to shallow, there's grass along all this rock flat out here, and they grab a meal, get a little sun, go get a little shade.
And you can fish this any time of the day. This could be a midday.
Oh yeah,
because of how
because you got the deep water near it. It's just on how you fish it. Where the fish are at that particular time. You just got to adjust to it. But a lot of these spots like this, a lot of it gets overlooked.
I think one thing that you said, Barry, I think is really important is that you need a good map, because we've gone over spots that you take your lower unit off, and it looks.
Oh, there's one. There you go.
It looks all flat out here, but
you're sticking your hair wide open in the middle. Oh, I lost them. That's right. We'll get another one. But you know, people think that, well, I'm in the middle of the lake, I should be able to run flat out.
Right, and they're seeing deep water as they come through here.
Right. That's why you got to really look at your depth finder. And if you're unfamiliar waters, you got to go slow. I personally would not go on any body of water without a chart.
Right.
Chart or a good map, either way.
Well, I'll tell you one other thing they should have, and they should at least get a guide like yourself.
Well, yeah.
To show them, because here's a typical thing where you could ruin a whole vacation by not knowing that, and just one day with having you out here could save a whole lot of money.
Well, sure. I mean, you wouldn't want to see anybody get hurt.
Right.
But you know, if you damage your lower unit, you're looking anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000.
Right.
You know, that's
you're on
put a crunch in your
vacation.
pocketbook.
Yeah. We'll be right back with more smallmouth fishing right after this.
This is the hand that sows the seed, that grows the forest, that drinks from the stream, that hugs the mountain, that gives shape to the wind, that carries the kite, that is flown by the child, that is loved by the woman, that toils at the job, that gives to Earthshare, that supports the hand, that sows the seed.
All life is woven together. How can we choose which environmental cause to support? Earthshare, the workplace giving program, makes it simple by bringing the leading environmental groups together under one umbrella. Support Earthshare, and you support them all, including the hands that sow the seeds and protect the forests and the streams and the children. To learn more, please visit our website.
Real Bass Adventures Guide Service, Barrett. Tell us about it.
Well, we're based in Maryland, and we specialize on the Potomac River for bass and stripers. We have 20 licensed captains, and out of the 20 guys, most of us do the Potomac, but then we also do a lot of other waters. We pretty much cover, Maryland, Virginia, Delaware. Myself, I do the Potomac River down in Maryland and D.C. and Virginia area for bass and stripers, but then I move up and I do the Susquehanna River, the lower part, because I have a big bass boat, the Delaware River. But I basically do waters in Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. I do Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, Lake George, Lake Champlain, and I'm one of the only ones licensed here in Canada. So pretty much we cover we're the largest guide service in the Northeast. We cover the whole Northeast, so it just depends on whether you want to fish for smallmouth, largemouth, pike, walleye. We have guides that do, naturally out of all bass boats, but we also have a half a dozen that do jet boats for the upper rivers, the upper Susquehanna, the upper Potomac, the upper Delaware. So we do, depends on where you want to go, what you want to catch, what time of year, and you call us, and with the 20 guys that we have, we should be able to cover it. But if, like I say, if you want to do the Potomac or the Susquehanna or the Delaware from a bass boat, those I do, and then I do a lot of the northern sections, a lot of the Great Lakes, a lot in Canada, Champlain. So.
And you have a toll-free number.
Toll-free number.
And you can get in touch with you, and your website.
Right, website and toll-free number.
And if you want more information, go call to Barry, and you'll catch some big fish.
Yep.
All right, Bob, we got to catch a few more here, that's all. Here we are with the tackle box, and Barrett, it's pretty simple tackle box, because what we were doing today, we narrowed it down to a few things.
Right.
When we're catching these, the smallmouth and the largemouth today.
That weren't supposed to be there.
That's okay. They're nice fish. We caught fish. Any fish is a good fish. Remember that.
That's right.
One of the baits that I always use, and I know you and I are really spinner baits. And again, I have my white spinner bait. And a lot of times, chartreuse would be a good color also, white and chartreuse.
Right.
But I like the silver and gold blades, any kind of combination. This seems to be like a general rule of thumb, a good bait to use.
Right. And the only, my saying is, you can throw any spinner bait you want as long as it's white. So, I start at white all the time. The silver blades are fine. The only thing I might do is on an overcast, cloudy day, maybe a drizzly day or something, maybe go to a copper blade or a gold blade, and then also a tad of chartreuse, even smallmouth. They like the chartreuse.
I like
colors.
to have the chartreuse head.
Yeah.
A lot of times works really.
Yeah, just a little bit, or even just a white spinner bait with a chartreuse trailer. A little.
And put that trailer hook on if you're really concerned about losing some.
Yeah, it's spinner baits. The good thing about that is you got one hook.
Right.
One hook to deal with. But if they're short striking and you're missing a lot of fish, then definitely put a stinger on there. Yeah.
This has got to be your favorite bait right here, the rattle trap. How about color-wise? You like this as the color?
Well, again, there's a lot of perch in the water you're fishing. That orange and silvery, chartreuse color is a good bait because it resembles a perch. So you kind of try to match the hatch, but that's almost a versatile color most places, like a fire tiger color or the chartreuse color in orange.
And how would you fish this?
Well, it depends on the depth. That's a good lure. That's a go-to bait to find out where the fish are, and if they keep hitting it, fine. You can always go to another bait if they're not. But that there, you can fish at any depth. A foot or two down to 15 or 20 if you let it sink, because it sinks fairly fast. I've even been to the point where I've used it as a jigging spoon straight up and down. But you can vary the depth by your speed. So you can do a lot just by the way you reel it in.
And this way we can pull it off a shoal or something like that, and then
drop it right down. We were fishing a lot of shelves, so you throw it up on the flat and you reel a little fast. When it gets to where you think the break is, you just reel a little slower, do a stop and go retrieve, let it flutter right down, the drop off, and they're going to hit it somewhere from the shallow water to the deep water on that shelf coming down.
All right, our go-to bait today.
Yep, one and only.
Tell us a little bit about this bait, Barry.
Well, that's the Husky Jerk suspend model. So as you retrieve it, when you stop it, it stays right there. It just suspends. So, you can work that bait shallow or deep. It only goes so far down, but it will suspend wherever you stop. It won't float back up. And the nice thing is we've mixed up our retrieves, like a 1-2 stop, 1-2-3 stop, 1 stop. A lot of fish will hit that bait, when it's stopped.
Right.
All right, because the finish on it, if there's any light, it still penetrates the water, and the bait looks like it's still moving. That's why they hit it when it stops. So
I can see if I can demonstrate this. When this bait stops like this, it just kind of goes like that.
Just a little shallow wobble, and light hits it, and it reflects, and they think it's moving, and they hit it.
And they come up.
That's the good side.
Right.
The bad side, you got 3 hooks to deal with.
And a nasty smallmouth who's not very
Well,
happy.
that's where the thumb thing comes.
How about color-wise, Barry?
Well, that's the Tennessee shad. It's got a little silvery base to it, but mainly it's got a green reflection top and the orange bottom.
And again, it's got sharp hooks on it.
3 sharp hooks.
And they're smallmouth. They don't like that, and I get nervous. But here's a really interesting thing that you use a lot, and it's called, you call it the thumb, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's a thumb guard, leather thumb guard.
Leather thumb guard. It saves your thumb a whole lot.
Well,
because
when you're catching a lot of fish, number one, I try not to use a net if I don't have to, but I lip the fish. Right now, when I lip the fish, I'm protecting my thumb from not only their gritty teeth,
right?
Because if you catch a number of fish and you fish a lot of days, I mean, I've had some red thumbs that bled for a while. But anyway, it protects your thumb, but it protects the fish. But the main thing is when you're talking about this jerk bait, okay, with 3 hooks, all right, 3's better than 1, but there's a flip side because now you got 3 hooks to deal with.
Right.
And chances are you're putting your thumb in the mouth to get the hook out, and you're less likely to get a hook in your thumb.
And yeah, that helps a lot. And it does save your thumb. I mean, you can see how rough my thumb is here just from lipping a few.
Right. Right.
Okay, we got 2 products that we did use, and everybody says, do they work? Don't they work? We have to say that both of these products really came through under some tough conditions, and just the mere fact that it adds a little bit of extra to our baits, right? And what's the first one?
That's the smelly jelly. That's the crawfish flavor, and it's like a Vaseline type of base, and it stays on the lure really well.
And you just take your finger and just rub it.
Just smear it on, and it stays on quite well. And if you have any foreign odors, it definitely hides that. But the fish, I'm a believer in scents, and I think that extra smell gives them something to think about, and I think it gets a few more fish. And we had that cold front come through, and it was a little tough. When we had scent on, we caught a lot more fish and a lot.
And then we had
the bang.
The bang.
And the bang, it's a crawfish flavor also. These all come in different flavors. It's a little easier to use. You just spray it on. You don't have to worry about putting anything on your hand and wiping it off. So it's a little quicker, but still effective. And it doesn't last as long. Right. But you
Well, we did
it
find out that when we did this, we started getting more strikes per cast if we kept some of this or this on some of our baits. Well, Barry, that's a tackle box, and we're going to go back out and catch some more fish.
Big largemouth. Look at that largemouth. What are you, lost, buddy? Can we paint him brown?
Barry, you have to put him back, guys. This is a smallmouth show. I forgot to tell you that. Hey, we're supposed to be doing a smallmouth show, but what the heck? Nice fish. Hey, Barry Vullo, Real Bass Adventures. Barry, thanks a lot for all the information, all the good fishing. I'm Bob Murray, Delaware Valley Outdoors. Stop at our website, DelawareValleyOutdoors.com, for fishing reports, some pictures probably. I'll see you on the water. Accommodations provided by Upper Rideau Resorts, your home away from home in Ontario, Canada.